This is the future.
Okay, was looking for this video, Colin Powell reading Prince Harry's citation. At that time, the world has not realized Prince Harry was the only son that inherited Princess Diana's knack for serving others. Thanks, and there's this person they had tagged, or he tagged. Okay, so let's listen. It's 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Just screenshot, okay? But listen to it.
For that, we really thank you. Prince Harry is a young man who has grown up not just with good looks and also royal privileges. It would have been easy for him to choose a life of ease and leisure. Instead, he chose a more difficult path. And by so doing, he has become an example to millions of others. It is a path that fully embraces the noblest traditions of service to his country and to his fellow human beings. On the one hand, Prince Harry has bravely followed the tradition of generations of British royals before him by serving his country in the military. He has been an army officer in the British Army since 2006 and deployed with the Household Cavalry Regiment Battle Group to Helmand Province in 2008. During his time there, he served in the front lines, directing British and American aircraft onto enemy targets. He has shown that he knows what it means to lead by example, even when it means possibly paying the ultimate price. Almost 3 years ago, he applied for pilot training with the Army Air Corps. His aptitude and skills were ideally suited to this role, and he earned a place in the Apache attack helicopter course as a result of that. At the end of this training, his training this year, he was awarded the prize for Best Co-Pilot Gunner, one of 2 awards that mark the best students in the course. And he is now serving as an Apache pilot with 3 Regiment Air Corps. On the other hand, Prince Harry has wholeheartedly continued the royal tradition of advocating on behalf of society's less fortunate members. Clearly, the loving effort Princess Diana made to teach her sons the importance of serving others has touched the heart and souls of her 2 sons and continues.
I wish I could listen to it more.
In war, there are no limits when it comes to trauma. Some injuries you see, many you don't. All have the kind of impact you can't quite measure.
I saw what was left of my arm. You kind of lose your identity.
I started to go unconscious without a warning. I could never be on my own with our little girl Maya. I became withdrawn, isolated, completely the opposite to who I was. And I thought the world was better without me.
It took me a while to really understand my life wasn't over, it was just the end of a life. And once I was able to drop that, I was able to focus on who I could become.
There's no one way for veterans to find themselves again after war. But over the last 10 years, the Invictus Games have provided a remarkable path forward for thousands of them.
I was actually in hospital. We got an email for the Invictus Games, and my husband said, "Please, Michelle, just try it." I wasn't sporty. How can I recover through the power of sport? And he put his hand on my leg and he said, "Please, Michelle, we're losing you."
Just because we've been injured, we're not out of the fight. Serving my country has been an incredible honor, but in Invictus, showing other people what you're capable of, it's another way to serve my country.
Here comes Jason Smith.
I know what my disabilities are and I know how I'm seen. Invictus is the light at the end of the tunnel.
And the games don't merely help the competitors heal and grow. They guide entire families towards hope as well.
It was a good time. It was the first time we sort of knew that we were going to get your mum back.
What's your favourite moment?
At the swimming, I'll always remember that. Everyone was cheering for you.
And it's game on down under for the 2018 Invictus Games.
I was scared, sucking in the water, and my goggles were filling up with tears. About 3/4 of the way there, the whole place went mental. Everybody had finished. Them whole crowds were for me, just to get me to that end.
Michelle Turner touches the wall as well.
I looked up and Mate was cheering and she come running down the steps and she gave me a hug. I made her proud of me that day for coming last, but it was miles more than that for us as a family. I was out of the house. I promised I would continue what I was doing. Thank you to you for standing by me through everything, for being so brave, age 4, and then helping me all along since.
The best thing about these games is that you can see everybody grow, going from my life is over to my life is flourishing. Being able to represent my country, I never thought I would have that chance again. My family's been my biggest supporters. When my kids get to tell me that they're proud of me, it means a lot. Sorry.
How do you thank somebody for creating an Invictus Games that changes your life, that changes your little girl's life? I don't have the words, but I know thousands and thousands of lives have been changed by these games.
There's music. I'm gonna put my own music there, okay?
This is the future.
The Invictus Games changed my life.
Auch mal ein bisschen die schweren Zeiten hinter sich zu lassen.
It's saving lives. It's healing lives.
게임을 통해서 내 전쟁의 상처를 조금 치유를 받고.
Gives me a hell of a sense of pride to represent my country again.
Je suis forte et que je suis peut-être même plus forte que je ne pense.
I can really meet everyone.
So stay strong and finish strong and never quit.
We may have provided the platform, but you provided the magic. You have shown us joy can emerge from struggle, and for that, we are eternally grateful.
Okay. So I don't know where I'm gonna put this video, maybe on our OPPS service. So if you don't see it here in this video, on this channel, APU Team Sussex, it's probably on our OPPS service.
Come back. Come back. You guys got to stay here for me. Thank you, Elizabeth, Israel, and Kirsty. Stay here. You need to be with me. I'd like to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to everyone at the Pat Tillman Foundation, led by Marie Tillman-Shenton, who I'm so honored is here tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge the Tillman family, especially Mrs. Mary Tillman, Pat's mother. Her advocacy for Pat's legacy is deeply personal and one that I respect. The bond between a mother and son is eternal and transcends even the greatest losses. The truth is, I stand here not as Prince Harry Pat Tillman Award recipient, but rather a voice on behalf of the Invictus Games Foundation and the thousands of veterans and service personnel from over 20 nations who have made the Invictus Games a reality. This award belongs to them, not to me. That said, it is of great importance to me to highlight these allies, athletes, and their amazing families for their achievements, their spirit, and their courage at every opportunity, especially on nights like this, in front of people like you. Moments like these help us reach those that need Invictus most and reduce more than 20 veterans a day taking their own lives in this country alone. For those who may not know, Invictus comes from Latin, meaning undefeated or unconquerable. Nelson Mandela credited the poem of the same name, written by the poet William Ernest Henley for giving him the strength to endure nearly 30 years of imprisonment. Like that poem, the spirit of the Invictus Games transcends race, time, and borders. It is born from unity and exudes purpose. This year, we're celebrating 10 years of witnessing life-changing impact and healing through sport. And while so much progress has been made since those first games, the world outside seems to be in an even more precarious state. We live in an age marked by polarization and division. Conflicts rage around the globe. Anger and resentment towards those who are different seem to pervade societies everywhere. Our community challenges that. Our community proves that unity is not just possible, but formidable. The beauty of the Invictus Games lies in how it brings people together, no matter one's nationality, background, or personal struggles. It is a collective built from courage and mutual respect, where athletes discover time and time again the common denominator of their humanity. Having survived the crucible of armed combat and forged through the challenge to rebuild bodies and minds impacted by conflict, they form a family. They exemplify the very best in all of us. There is a military expression that dates back to Roman times. I'll spare you another Latin lesson. But the phrase translates roughly to leave no one behind. And they hold particular significance for the US Army's Rangers. And I have no doubt Pat Tillman and his comrades lived by those words. So, it is fitting that I end with them and make a promise on behalf of all of us at the Invictus Games Foundation. No matter the road ahead, we are here for you. We will leave no one behind. Thank you.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
You realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility.
We're a fantastic team, we know we are, and and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
Today is April 6, 2023. It is 2:44 p.m. So I have a little bit of time, and I thought, let me get this initial video out. Whenever I have time, I'll record. So this is the first video for this channel. Well, I should say second video, because I did like an introduction in terms of what this channel will be focusing on, more in terms of background of Harry and Meghan kind of thing, and things that they have said in the past. So I decided to create this channel to focus mostly on their charitable work. I don't know which direction I'm gonna go with it, but it will be definitely focused on their charitable work. So I thought, since I have the time, let me go over their website to give a basic idea of where they're coming from. And I was looking at their website before I started recording. One of the things I was thinking of doing was to highlight each of these organizations they have helped or they're part of. Then I said, you know, let me just read, go over their webpage, and then go over the impact report. And then maybe another video, I'll do a review of the organization